Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. This is our Twitch recap from last Sunday's live stream over on the Twitch channel, obviously, where we were going to first start out at Kawaii Potato Station and are now crewless Shuriken Mark 6C that still needed to be returned to Earth. So in a bit of a redemption move, I thought I'd just go ahead and try to successfully land this thing. But without further ado, I will turn you over to Old Me. And hey everyone, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. Today's actual plan, there isn't one. I was going to try to land this now drone ship Shuriken. SimG, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, land this drone ship thing, and then see how much time we got left to crash another Shuriken. Yeah, welcome, Wookie. It's good to see you, buddy. I'm so glad you can come hang out today. Scorpio, how's it going? So that's today's plan: crash another Shuriken, or at least try not to kill people with this one. How's our orbital track looking in regards to Florida? Terrible. That's good. Always a good sign. So yeah, definitely gonna be a nighttime landing because that's where things are for things. So we'll focus view on the Earth so as to not give ourselves epilepsy. Couldn't sleep. Got like half an hour and then laid here for 3 hours. Ouch. Yeah, that sucks real bad. Actually, it looks like it might be a maybe closer to sunset-ish. But closer to the day-night Terminator. At least not in the dead of night. But some part of me just wants to see if I can put one of these down on dirt without breaking it. We'll see how well that works out. Probably not very, but at least no one will die this time. I mean, probably. We could always land it on someone. That would be unfortunate. So we'll just give this a couple... Yeah, And right about there should be good. So actually, I think we can go ahead and come down this pass. We should be able to deflectify enough. And try not to screw this up. That's today's goal, is to try not to screw this up. And we got electric charge. Plenty. Alright, good. Let's go ahead and undock. And RCS, SAS. Let's pull very gracefully away. Does real shoot allow you to edit the shoot in flight or only during build? Yes, it should. So actually, yeah, let's toggle info. Altitude. Yeah, we get sliders, but oh, I clicked it and now it's 100 meters. Great. That's great. That was smart, Crash. Good job. Way to go. Automatically deploys on ground contact. So let's just leave them alone. Not arm them per se, and then they'll either deploy when we touch the ground, or I can deploy them manually, whichever. So open these up. I did take all the life support supplies out of this thing because we don't need them. There's no one on board. That's what you wanted to disable, was the ground contact. They auto-deploy even if not armed is the problem. Oh, interesting. Yeah, we might have to take a look at that in the VAB. How's our electric charge for this thing looking? Charging. That's pretty good. I did want to take a quick peek at the fuel cells. That's just a battery. And can I get to the fuel cell tank back here? Looks like empty is the word of the day. But hey, if we are... Nope, that's just the fuel cell itself. Nope. Come on. Is that it? Okay, hey, we actually... Whoa. How do we run out of liquid oxygen or liquid oxygen before we ran out of liquid hydrogen. That's interesting. Yeah, I'll say the last few kilometers of flight is probably where we need the most. I don't know. That's where I need to suddenly have more skill. Alright, so it looks like it's there. We want to do something here. Again, we want our periapsis just a little beyond Cape Canaveral. When Cape Canaveral is there. 194, that's not gonna do us much good. '83, I want it right around 50 or so, because that's an easy number to remember. I just right click there, finally, jeez. And one orbit's time should take us about, no, because we're coming up on it now, so we want it about there to there-ish. Kerbal submarine program. Just convert it to a submarine so it can dive safely. Human person, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Landing at higher total speed with less vertical speed. It's interesting. Flaring well above stall speed. If you can give me some numbers to that effect. But yeah, I think I've been entirely too concerned with vertical speed. 120 meter per second touchdown. Oh, nice. 11 minutes until we make this burn, so we'll just go ahead and time warp to that. Make sure, yeah, we're probably not going to run into anything, seeing as how our last bit of correction was away from the station. Oh, overshoot. That's good times. Excellent work. We're off to a really good start today. I'm all out of sorts. I had to have dinner with my family this afternoon. So I've not gotten anything done that I usually... My Sunday routine is all out of whack, and that's just how today has been. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever touched down as gentle as 3 meters per second vertical speed. Oh, the cruise director in atmospheric autopilot? You might have to talk me through some of that today during our automated landing routine. There's a solid light on our OMS. You know what I should be doing is control from here and just hope everything's facing the correct direction. Yeah. Same experience with their HL20. Faster touchdown, minimal vertical speed works better. I think that's what we'll try for today. Hopefully. Let me check the map here. Make sure things are coming down the way they're supposed to. Yeah, wow, how did that get so screwed up? Looks like overshooting was probably a good thing, because our node's coming down much more in line with where I would like it to be. Add a vertical speed indicator to your Mech Jeb window. I only really need it for shuttle landings, but yeah, I guess we could. Let's shut down the engines before things go. Yeah, how about just face to retrograde. Let's hit the brakes. Let's bring that periapsis up. Off to a really good start today. Yeah, I was hoping I'd get to a place where I don't have to be pressing a bunch of keys, but now is not that time. So, I hope everyone enjoyed the last video. Sorry, today was kind of light, but that one took a whole lot of editing and a whole lot of work and coordination. I had to actually, like, talk to people to make that one a thing. But I'm kind of proud of it. I've never done editing quite like that before. And so it was a lot of fun to do. Even if it was kind of cryy watching it back. Well, I'm glad you think so, human person. That was kind of the mood I was going for. Yeah. Say, Yumi and Lady Crash definitely had some feels about that one. How does NASA exist in this timeline? That's a real good question for which I don't have a clear answer. I don't know. When I went back and I did the frame by frame through the recorded footage, that nose section was moving at about 150 meters per second. So as soon as it was going to hit the water, it was going to blow up. It's funny, Lady Crash can get emotionally invested. She thinks the Kerbals are adorable, so it's really sad when they die. Yeah, and indeed, at least it wasn't a Mars crew. I'll take that. Yeah, that's the assumption, Wookie, is that the second impact would have been what got him. That's just the other organization. All they do is land on the moon a couple of times. Eh. Yeah, they might have bought some tech from us. Possibly at some point. Alright, let's bring this up. So, Cruise Flight Controller GUI. I want to limit that to 3, I suppose. Vertical speed 3. Like you got a bunch of persons in KSP business for food for you now. You can just relax and enjoy the glory. Yeah, the Joint Task Force from rival agency NASA and the FAA. I mean, there would have had to have been some investigation as to why this happened. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We're gonna have to upgrade from our Apollo docking port system at some point. So, it probably just means removing some of the docking extenders on Kawaii Potato Station and changing them out for docking extenders that have NASA ports on them. Or NASA ports on one side, but I don't know, we just have so much infrastructure. We have to leave some NASA port or some Apollo ports on hand because of Dory and Nemo and everything at Tremonia and the Lunar Uber. And everything in Harmonia is built around using NASA or Apollo docking ports. Oh no, Luca, why would you do this to me? Oh, we are being raided. That's, well, better now than last week, that's for sure. Luca, thank you. Thank you so much for the raid. Much appreciated. Welcome everyone. We are in the midst of a deorbit. How's it going? Welcome Raiders, welcome Luca. Thank you. All right. So far looks pretty good. Let's get this impending tragedy underway. I don't have anything in the pants tank, do I? Nope. It's all fuel up front, so we're gonna get ourselves ready for. Oh, come on, camera. What are you doing? Get ourselves ready for a deorbit here, and hope that everything can go well. Yeah, I'll say the updating of docking ports definitely warrants some conversation and some consideration. Something we're gonna have to meter out and see what's worth it and what's not, and if the whole changeover makes sense. Because really, unless there's a large benefit to updating docking ports, then there's no real point in doing it. Why are you not ready? We're not doing anything. I don't know. I can't answer that question. I don't know why we're not ready. Is it possible to replace docking ports using KS? Good, because that's likely how we're going to go about doing most of it. And they're 100 kilograms lighter. But on a big vessel, yeah. That's... Whoa. Overcorrect much there, Shuriken? Alright, let's fold these in while we got a clear view. The radiators are active. We can just toggle our cargo bay doors. Shielded port we have is NASA port. We can use it on the nose of a Mark III. Interesting. Not doing anything. That just streams 99.99% of... That is... Man. You got serious with the significant figures there on that figure there, Luca. Alright, a little bit of yaw in. I'm going to set our angle to about 35-degree pitch. And then we're going to disengage SAS and arm our master switch for atmospheric autopilot. And then, hopefully... I mean, we got to work really hard to kill someone this time. Master switch armed. I have to conform to international docking regulations? No, sir. Docking regulations have to conform to me. The other 0.01% is eating marshmallows. It's not nothing. So, what you're saying is, I should get some marshmallows? No. I don't have any marshmallows. I have apple pie. Lady Crash made me an apple pie for my birthday. Yes. We are marshmallowless. More marshmallows. Archmallows. Get ready for more joint NASA and FAA investigations. Well, I mean, this one would just be uncrewed stuff that everyone views as flawed, even though it's not. It was pilot error, and there's no pilot, so it should work out just fine, right? Oh, thank you, Pulsey. It was on Friday. I have become older. And let's get fuel rearward for balance, although I'm not... Oh, Luca. I came into your stream on Friday, and you wished me a happy birthday then. Slight smile. Thank you, everyone. Docking Grandmaster. You would be the only person to ever say that, ever. Yeah, someone asked me, oh, so how old are you? And I had to stop and think about it. I'm like, wait, how, huh? I don't know. How old am I? Old. Old is the answer. Just plain old. Alright, I said 35 degrees. Of course, it's going to walk up as we rotate around because it's just, it's trying to hold true relative to something not the curvature of the Earth. Too old. Happy birthday feels bad, man. So where are we coming in? Alright, yep. Looks like we're all pretty well lined up. That should take us right across Cape Canaveral Air Station. So we just need to keep track of our speed when we cross over Mexico and when we cross into the Gulf of Mexico. So you are going for... Yeah, this is going to be probably the last time in a good long while that I'm going to try to land at the runway at Kennedy Space Center. I thought you were going from Mount Sinai. I know somebody's going to ask for that in a second or two anyway. So let's keep this angle at something appropriate. Okay, good. There is our nav ball switch from orbital to surface. That includes our little correctative. Did you get permissions from NASA and the FAA? Well, since this one doesn't have a crew, yes. Uncheck moderate AOA. Oh, I did not. Yeah. I don't want it to moderate G or side G. Just side slip. Vertical speed indicator. Alright, yeah, that would have been smart. I've forgotten how to do this. Custom window editor, that's what I want. Flight data, yeah. Target recorder, thrust rover, miscellaneous orbit, surface, vertical speed. There we go. Do you tell us how old you are? Do we not have to guess? You can start guessing. I'm gonna, I don't know. I don't know if I'm comfortable discussing my age on stream, besides old, but if you want to guess, if somebody gets it right, maybe I'll say something, but I think somebody in here probably remembers last year when I said how old I was. Recommend it to be just below true altitude. Well, that would be logical. SimG, no. SimPerson, no. So I don't have to peer past the biome. I don't know, it's isolated by itself under this little block of text. It's actually a really easy number to recognize because it's separated from all the other numbers. No, I am not 35. Dot 00034 Plutonian years. Maybe. You might be close there, Scorpio. But only because I can't math. 9 rounded to the closest century. Exactly. 0. Oh, you're not the oldest person here, SimG. Congratulations. I am not Orwellian by birth. I'm a few years off from that. Nope. Not 34 either. You go. What the heck? Yeah. Yeah. Let's say you're old enough to play this game. Almost. 49. Nope. Not. What was your last guess, SimG? Dang it. Where'd you go? Third time's the charm. Maybe. How's it going, Beastly Pig? Alright, how is our track looking? Pretty good. We might be slowing down a bit too much, so are we in time warp? Just to make sure. Nope, let's take this angle down 30 degrees on the button. Because we're all just winging it here. Minute 35 of thruster fuel remaining. I guess in Pluto years turns out to be 0.8432 Earth years. Closer to baby crash's age than yours. You didn't think they'd be more than 4 years older than you, but maybe so. I mean, maybe. I'm not sure I know how old you are either, but if If 34 puts it in that range, then yes, in fact I am. Your low AOA entries. I still kind of prefer a late deorbit burn and a 40 AOA for longer than shallow reentry. Yeah, I'm old and stuck in my ways. I guess 40-45 degrees would be a more normal AOA for these sorts of things. I don't know. Having almost roasted crews before, I'd almost prefer to glide longer and keep the maximum temp lower, even though the overall heating is longer. The saturation is greater. We generally don't have to worry about that. Did I actually learn to do something? Did I change an approach to doing something? I watched Apollo 11 on TV. No, not that old. No. Whoa. I'll give a hint, though. I watched Challenger on TV. I'll not tell you how old I was when it happened, but I was alive. And I remember it. Man, I hope I don't sound that old. That's terrifying. All right. Coming up on the Gulf of California here. Wow, 5.4. We are super slow compared to the time we overshot by only, 100 kilometers. I don't think at this angle we're actually going to reach Cape Kennedy. So let's nose it in a bit. Good thing I stopped to pay attention to something for a change. How? Yeah, pitch is holding things down, so let's move some fuel around. Do we have to pump it entirely forward? I mean, we are coming in a lot lighter than previous missions because I ditched all the life support. There were only 3 shuttles when you were born. Oh, wow. What? No. Brownsville landing height. Brownsville doesn't exist because we didn't make it our native landing site, and we can't now because we're in the atmosphere. Damn it. Oh, that was an oversight. Well, if we can touch dirt, I'll be happy. If you miss Florida, land in the Himalayas. They have great runways, too. Means at least 38. No one remembers long before the age of 5. Well, I mean, Challenger was kind of a... it's one of those things that sticks with you. But, no, I am not at least 38. Real close, though. How's it going, Pulsey? Welcome back. Yeah, we ain't making it to Florida. Alright, so how much credit do I get if I land in the area of where Brownsville is, although it isn't? Because since it's not our active landing site, it won't exist. Cosmic 40 years anniversary, 24-hour stream height. Not 40. Oh, God, no. 85, there were 4 shuttles. 86, there was 1. 92, Endeavor was christened. Ah. There's a winner. Human person. Alright, fine. Yes, I turned 37 on Friday. Too old to play video games on the internet. Did you? No, I thought you said other things. Or I forgot how old I am again. Let me scroll back up through this chat. Oh yeah, you did. Way up there. I missed it. I'm sorry. Shall I call you sir? Please don't. Of Mr. How much deflection are we getting? Oh, actually a not insignificant amount. another minute or so, we can actually normalize our trajectory and just go to town. You're 25 or 26, whichever one you feel like, right? And I can't zoom in any further, but we are almost redirected for a Brownsville. I really wish I could click on this and hit like set as active landing site through like a right click menu. I didn't mean to do that. Although 4 kilometers per second at this distance is a bit much, so maybe we'll overcorrect, S-turn it a bunch like we should have. Please be so grateful and let us enjoy your streams in 2025. I will probably still be here in 2025. So you're the second best thing to happen that year. The first best was Thriller, obviously. What? I don't even think I'm in top 20. But I appreciate your votes of confidence there. Switch after landed. Oh, that's not a bad idea. But before you recover. That's actually a really good idea. Just hopefully we won't materialize inside a building or something. I doubt I'll get that close. Sorry for the spastic switching of things. A few things. Go ahead and close craft settings. Done. Open advanced options on the cruise flight window. Done. Once you do that, more instructions to follow. You have some OMS fuel, you can putter your way over to the runway. Ah, yes, provided we don't materialize inside said runway. And we are almost on course. We're not going to have a lot of OMS fuel, however. Click the Director Controller GUI. Let's move that so it's not interfering with other things. And see if there's anything there I need to do. I don't think I have adjusted anything there, so perhaps. And alright, and it looks like if we just travel straight down the 90, we'll get to Brownsville. Nope. 92 degrees naturalized heading, and that looks like the coastline that we can see. So we should probably start shedding some speed. So, okay, nothing to do there. Close that one and open thrust controller GUI. Yeah, we need to also S-turn a bunch. Need to bleed off some serious speed now. While we're stable. Alright, so if you do want speed control to auto-activate brakes, that's where you can enable it. Default is enabled, or disable it. Wait, what? Okay, if I do want speed control to auto-activate the brakes, no, not particularly, that's where I can enable it. Default is enabled. So, deselect that. I want full control over brakes. And if you are ever flying with engines, it's strongly recommended use PID at the bottom. Well, not currently, so we will ignore that. Mark, how's it going? Good to see you. Yeah, welcome, welcome. Glad you could come by. Use throttle hotkeys means if you press K, it will enter speed control mode, and your shift control buttons will change the speed setting. Did we overshoot? Are we over it currently? We are. Fantastic. Oh, good. Try to slam the brakes on this thing. Flashbacks. None flashbacks. Alright, so whereabouts would Brownsville be? Over here? I mean, that looks like a good place for a launch complex, so I need some guidance. Peninsula or... Whoa. Okay, camera change. This little awkward peninsula or the little bit over here? Don't. Right by the Mexico-Texas border. Oh, yes, next to this clearly indicated line between Mexico and Texas that I have easy reference to. The keyhole surgery last Wednesday. Your wrist is effed. Second try of an exam. Going for a fail the second time. Oh boy. Ouch. Hanging in there. We're doing alright. Air brakes might help. They might, but most of them are occluded from the airflow. I think we're actually in much better shape than we were last time. As long as you're constantly attempted to turn it, then you should be okay. Yep. Well, Baby Crash just woke up and she is properly pissed about something, but I'm sure she's actually just angry about being awake. I know I am. The recovery percentage loss if you don't land at KSC, it's a function of distance. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this on the dirt. We're going to go back to the Space Center. We're going to switch our active site to Brownsville. And then we're going to recover it. As I don't know where Brownsville is. So we're just going to go for closest available dirt. And yeah, that's absolutely within range. Why are my brakes still deployed? There we go. Yes, we have a dot. So it's significantly south of us. We'll get over dirt and we'll turn that way somewhere if we can. We might end up, yeah, way to go, KSP. Good job catching up there. I'm thinking it's down there somewhere, which is way out of range, but we'll be closer at least. Yeah, that was my worry, is that we would spawn inside a building, but that assumes entirely too much accuracy that I legitimately do not have. Recovery loss is broken. It seems to calculate distances relative to stock Kerbal-sized planet. You landed several kilometers away from KSC, and it says you're 1,500 kilometers away. Really? I'm going to have to pay attention to that, as I never looked at the distance, I always just looked at the percentage. Yeah, sleeping over being awake any day of the week. Oh, hit that. You told me to hit a specific key in the map. Nothing has happened. Oh, hey, look at that. Who the hell turned... Oh, I hit shift just in case, and dumb things happened, and now I can't see the dirt. I'm sure there's cloud cover here, because we were pretty close. How much fuel did we... Yeah. We honestly don't need RCS anymore anyway. Oh yes, it is. I forgot to update the clock on the Twitch page, because it doesn't recognize daylight savings time. Love to stay longer. Time zones still haven't changed. Right, Mark, thank you for coming by, man. It's good to see you again. Do we have landing lights? We have... Hey, look, we're over dirt. It's almost. There's that little something or other. I mean, maybe. Or it's a sunken city. Who cares? We're going to fly straight for as long as we can. Although, yeah, no, it looks like we're over this peninsula thing. And that does look like the end of it. I think we can hit the mainland over here. So I think I'm going to try to shoot for something over there-ish. Nah, we're at 4 kilometers. We should probably swing this down and just bring it home. Don't panic. Stop climbing. Yeah, good call. Hard to read and fly. So I know Brownsville is south of us, but this is where the dirt is, so that is where we are going. .8 kilometers actual. Let's get below the clouds and see what we can't suss out here. We'll just take a north true. Ridiculous glide slope for a shuttle. Yes. Although significantly smaller than the STS. Our shuttle's supposed to fly like bricks. I mean, NASA shuttles are. We have a higher standard here. Just don't put down in Mexico unless you want your shuttle sold on the black market. Not particularly. Oh man, these clouds are really, really low. We are at 600 meters and falling, and still we have not gotten below our cloud cover. So we're just going to do this and hope and pray that we don't run out of dirt for which to land upon. Flying over Earth's desert, and we can't even take a crew report, because I'm pretty sure... Whoop whoop terrain. Whoop whoop terrain. Should probably preserve that vertical speed. 1 dot something is pretty impressive. Unless you want to hand fly the V speed this time. Wait, what? Is there a previous message there? Let's go ahead and select vertical speed on the controller, but leave vertical motion control unselected. Leave that. Okay, vertical speed. Got it. It looks like we're running out of dirt, but that should not be the case. God, these clouds are killing me. 200 meters. Let's get the gear out. Get the lights on. Get the lights on. L key, perhaps? Nothing doing for lights. Okay, back to flying this thing. 90 meters. Does that... 146. Let's go ahead and bring her home. Climbing. Dang it, come on. Too rough. 3.2, 2. Whatever. Easy, gentle. Easy now. Easy, easy. Shoots, main gear. Brakes, 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 brakes. Yes! Hooah! That's how you land, apparently. I wish somebody had shown me that last week. Alright, brakes are on. Are we moving? Nope. KSP's just having a hookup. So yeah, less V-speed equals less bounce. Butter. Definitely butter. Space Center. So after a successful touchdown, we would switch our active site to Brownsville, and then jump back to the shuttle and do a quick recovery, just so we could get maximum amount of money for it after some deliberation on exactly how far away from the landing site we were. Turns out not very far. Had I turned right instead of left, we may have been actually a whole lot closer, but I just went where the landing site was, or the dirt was most prevalent. Anyway, recovery gives us like 80 some odd %, which really isn't all that bad, all things considered. But we will jump now into the VAB, where I did have one more thing that I wanted to build for the Mars window, and this was actually suggested by our engineering department in this set of very highly technical drawings, which very clearly illustrates Harmonia Station's need for a cupola module, something that the station has been lacking, and we do have the perfect opportunity to adapt to currently. So with these supremely accurate schematics in mind, we will be editing one of our old Harmonia resupply pods, and this is one we don't have a whole lot of use for anymore because its primary goal was to carry aerosine and nitrogen tetroxide, which our primary crewed vehicle doesn't use a whole lot of. It still uses some for the thrusters and you know, for thrusters, really. I was going to say and accessory equipment, but that's just not true. It's just for the thrusters. So we can scale down the primary fuel tank there. It does also have some life support in it, and then invert the cupola module as displayed on our highly technical schematics, and give it a docking port so we can attach it to our new habitat module once, of course, it is orientated in the correct direction. And so, yeah, we just need to figure out the gap that we have on that habitat module and make sure that everything will conform. We might as well go ahead and switch to a higher thrust engine, since the shape of this is a little too awkward to aero capture, although by the tonnage it should be extraordinarily possible. I would just really rather not risk it. So we went with this wasted crew tube. That's WAISTED crew tube, to kind of form fit it instead of just an extension or a four-way port hub adapter thingy. Just because it kind of cleans the look up a little bit. We can actually choose the paint job style, although it won't matter too terribly. Once everything is all said and done, you won't really be able to see it. But we did need to check for fit and finish, so we ended up saving just the cupola module as a sub-assembly. We need to put this back together on its rocket because, of course, this is an edited vehicle that has already been built, which is going to save us a whole lot of time on producing it. But in order to make sure that it was going to fit, we needed to load the old habitat module from our VAB save file, which meant spending a lot of time in loading screens. And then here comes another one while we wait for the open menu to load. There's a whole lot of stuff saved in that file, so it does take quite a while for it to actually spool up and load everything. Anyway, this is the habitat module that we deployed to Harmonia Station. So we will load our new cupola, which of course, because of part routing, is upside down. We'll just move it over bit by bit because there's no real clipping involved, and yeah, fits like a charm. That's awesome. The side it is going to be docked to was the side we were going to attach to the station itself. However, it just didn't really pan out that way. And now the bottom side, where the I guess orbital insertion module is now, is going to be docked to the laboratory module, and our cupola can go on the top side, which makes a very fitting crown to our longest running space station of this series, I should say. Maybe has Tremonia been in service longer in some form or another? I don't remember. That's an interesting question. I might have to go look that up. Anyway, so with a few more just touch-ups, a relocation of the thrusters, some struts because they were indicated on the schematic we are working from, and then a reattachment of our DN6 series rocket. Of course, we need to realign the comms because they were hitting the fairing base when deployed and then doing some weird things when we separated from it. I did update the configuration for the HG3s, and we have new engines available for that. I will probably have to go through and actually sit down and study those at some point, but I just went with the newest available vacuum engine, updated the thrusters, put it all back together, and then hit save. This will take just a little over a day to get ready for launch, which is awesome. Mars window's coming up in about 180 days, but that's going to do it for this episode, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it, and I will see all of you in the next one. So until then, see you later.